My fellow graduates, here's to us. While our time spent at NSCC Annapolis Valley Campus had been cut short, we learned a lot not only about our academics and our studies, but about ourselves and the world that we live in today. Our year together got flipped upside down, but I think there is so much we have learned and we will use moving forward in our lives and in our careers. For example, we have all had to adapt to the changes of learning online, finishing our job training, clinicals and practicums without the support of our classmates physically, but instead virtually. Some of us entered the workforce ready and excited, and some of us felt nervous and maybe even a little unprepared. But we made it. My name is Dawn Floris, and I am your valedictorian for the graduating class of 2020. For those of you who don't know me, I was in the continuing care program and I'm currently working in Hammonds Plains in long-term care as a continuing care assistant. For the next few minutes, I'll speak about what the year has been like, the fun we've had, and some of the challenges we've incurred and overcome. I'll thank the important people in our lives and try to send us off with something to think about for the future and everyday life. Writing this speech has been fun for me. It's given me the chance to reflect on the year, and it's posed some challenges as well. I know we as a community, a province, and just the world itself is a very diverse place. Our campus is not much different. I wanted to find something to speak on that we could all relate to. I knew while writing this speech I couldn't just give any advice or focus on things that I would speak to if I was talking to my classmates. I wanted to encompass a message that relates to all of us, from CCA to IT to plumbing and everything in between. First off, I'd like to take a moment on behalf of myself and my fellow graduates to thank the people who have supported us during our time as students. To our faculty for supporting us and teaching us much more than what's available in our textbooks. Thank you to Carol Ann, our CCA instructor, for teaching us the importance of being punctual, and that if you're going to be late into her class without an excuse, you might as well bring her favorite tea. Or like Nate, our communications instructor, who showed us all how important family is. Coming to class tired because of their baby on the way, he still showed up with a smile. I'm sure we can all think back and reflect on a time when we learned something deeper than our academics from our faculty, things that may not have seemed like life lessons at the time. Thank you to Student Services for being our baseline of support no matter what. I know there was definitely a time or two that I sat and cried in Kathy Forster's office. The lessons we learned from faculty are lessons that would not have happened if we didn't have struggles at one point or another in the year. Without this support, it may have been difficult to rise above, and for that, we all thank you. To our families, our significant others, and our friends, whoever it was that you leaned on and whoever you consider your family, we thank you. Without these people and each other, we couldn't have gotten where we are today. They say it takes a village, and I believe behind every strong person is many people who support them every day. I know I wouldn't be here without the support of my family and friends here in the Valley, but also my boyfriend Michael and our friends in Halifax. I decided on a dime to move back home in with my parents to come to NSCC and take the CCA program. Literally 3 weeks before school started, I applied, I packed my things, and I came home, which also meant weekends spent traveling to and from Halifax. Through the week, my mom would stay up with me chatting while I finished my homework, and on the weekends, I would study hard, visit with my friends, and we would have dance parties in each other's living rooms and let all of the stress melt away before the start of another week. Whatever the de-stress methods you had, or maybe the support you had looked a little differently than mine, we all want to thank you, and you all know who you are. Then COVID happened. We all tied up loose ends before March break, and we got put on lockdown shortly thereafter. During this time, we had a lot of time to ourselves and maybe too much. Mental health was on the forefront, access to services was limited, and the ability to have our regular social interactions was taken away, and the world was a very scary place. So many other tragic things happened. We had the largest mass shooting in Canadian history, COVID-19 got into long-term care, and aircraft crashes taking the lives of members of the Canadian Armed Forces and a snowbird. I remember every day sitting with my boyfriend waiting for the update by the Premier and Dr. Strang. I always played it live through Facebook and sometimes would read the comments coming in. It blew my mind the amount of negative things people had to say in a time where we were all struggling and knowing that people's mental health may be declining. I couldn't believe the things that I was reading. I got frustrated and I got upset. Hearing the sadness in their voices that they had to announce that another person had lost their life. Things were tough. Now, anyone who knows me personally knows that I'm a little bit on the emotional side, but that's besides the point. What I'm trying to get at here is knowing all the craziness that was taking place in the world, I just wanted us all to think of each other. When you put yourself in someone else's shoes, sometimes it may be easier to be a little more gentle. Just like COVID-19, an invisible virus, mental health is also invisible. We will never see all that someone goes through in a day, so my words of advice I want all of us to remember going forward from all that I have learned in the last year is be gentle. Be gentle in your approach to someone, be gentle in the words that you choose, and be gentle with yourself. I found a quote from one of the daily updates by the Premier and Dr. Strang. The Premier had said this, "Take this experience and learn from it. Use the strengths it's given you and put kindness back into the world. You are our future leaders." He is an NSCC grad, he was an appliance repairman, and now he's the Premier of the province. If that isn't some motivation, I'm not sure what is. Graduating class of 2020, we are all small-town Nova Scotians, and we are all the future of this province. We've been put through a lot this year, but we've also learned a lot, and I believe it has made us stronger. Here's to the next chapter.